Night fell upon the land, a night like no other. The Philistine army had amassed, a fearsome tide threatening to engulf Israel. Saul, once a valiant king, was now a puppet of his terror. His eyes, once bright with confidence, were clouded with despair. The prophet Samuel, his counsel and comfort, was dead. Silence met Saul's prayers. In desperation, Saul sought answers in the darkest corners of the land, in the whispered rumors of a woman who trafficked with the dead. Under the veil of secrecy, cloaked in the darkness that mirrored his soul, Saul journeyed to her dwelling. The woman stood before Saul, her eyes reflecting the flickering flames of the hearth. Necromancy, the art she practiced, was a transgression against the divine, yet here stood Saul, the anointed king, begging for a forbidden audience with the departed. The Witch of Endor, accustomed to the shadows and whispers of the dead, looked upon Saul with a mixture of curiosity and caution. This was no ordinary supplicant, no grieving relative seeking solace. With a voice that resonated with the power of the ancient arts, she spoke, her words hanging heavy in the air between them. "Whom shall I bring up for you?" she asked, her voice a low thrum in the silence of the dwelling, and Saul, his voice hoarse with fear and anticipation, uttered a name that echoed with the weight of prophecy: Samuel. The air grew thick with anticipation. The witch, with practiced movements born of countless forbidden rituals, began her work. Strange incantations filled the air, words of power that seemed to claw at the very fabric of reality. The flickering flames of the hearth danced in a macabre ballet, casting grotesque shadows that writhed on the walls. A palpable sense of dread filled the small dwelling, pressing down on Saul like a physical weight. From the very earth beneath their feet, a figure began to rise, an ethereal form taking shape amidst swirling mists. Terror, sharp and cold, pierced Saul's heart. Before him stood Samuel, or rather, his spectral form summoned from the embrace of death. The familiar features of the prophet, etched with wisdom and authority, were now imbued with an otherworldly pallor. His voice, once a source of comfort and guidance, now echoed with the chill of the grave. "Why have you disturbed me?" Samuel's voice, a mournful whisper that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves, shattered the silence. Saul, his voice catching in his throat, stammered his plea. He spoke of the Philistine army, a fearsome tide threatening to engulf his kingdom. He spoke of his desperate prayers, met with an unnerving silence. Samuel listened, his ethereal form radiating an aura of ancient power and profound sadness. "Why do you consult me?" Samuel's voice, filled with a chilling sorrow, echoed in the small dwelling. "Since the Lord has departed from you and become your enemy." He spoke of Saul's transgression, of seeking guidance from forbidden arts instead of placing his trust in the divine. "The Lord will deliver both you and your army into the hands of the Philistines." Samuel's voice, filled with a terrible certainty, echoed in the small dwelling, "And tomorrow you and your sons will be with me." The words, sharp as shards of ice, pierced Saul's heart, extinguishing the last flicker of hope that remained. Saul, his face ashen, crumpled to the ground, the weight of the prophecy crushing him. His fate and the fate of his kingdom was sealed. As quickly as it had appeared, Samuel's spectral form dissipated, fading back into the ethereal mists that clung to the edges of reality. The witch, her face pale with the strain of the ritual, watched as Saul, his face etched with despair, rose unsteadily to his feet. The prophecy echoed in the silence, a harbinger of doom. Saul, his spirit broken, stumbled out of the hovel and into the night. The weight of his impending doom pressed down upon him, heavier than any crown. He had sought answers in the whispers of the dead, and in doing so he had sealed his fate. The Witch of Endor, her role in this tragic drama complete, retreated into the shadows of her dwelling. The story of Saul and the Witch of Endor serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers of straying from the path of righteousness. If you enjoyed this story, please follow, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching.